Hey y'all, it's Enemy Cameron, and today I am gonna be reviewing episode 12 of Carole and Tuesday. And damn, this is by far the best episode of the whole entire series. Now, with me saying that, any of y'all that have seen at least a good portion of my Carole and Tuesday reviews, y'all know what rating it's gonna be. But let me just save that for the end for anyone that hasn't seen my reviews of Carole and Tuesday yet, my other ones. And let me explain why this episode was the best of the series. Now, this episode did something really tough, and it gave character development to multiple characters, to Carole, to Tuesday, to Angela, to Spencer, and to a small extent, Gus and Rhodey. And let me start out by talking about what was the cake of this episode. What were the primary reasons it was good? Now, the cake was Carole and Tuesday, because you see them for at least around a week. I mean, not around a week, for at least a few days. You see them go through a few days feeling sad that they were not in the company of each other. In those little sequences, like Carole skateboarding slowly because of the sadness and loneliness of Tuesday not being there was beautiful, because let's just compare it. Carole in episode 1, she was skateboarding with more energy, or when she was with Tuesday, she was skateboarding with energy. But now that the happiness she had with Tuesday was at least gone for that certain amount of time, she was just skateboarding slowly. Or when Carole was brushing her teeth, like that little sudden movement when she was looking at the bathtub to see if Tuesday was still there even though she wasn't, was also kind of sad. And I felt it was relatable, because sometimes, let's just say, you're friends with someone, you used to do a hobby with them, and then they move away, and then whenever you do that hobby that you used to do with your friend, and you would sometimes imagine that the friend is there on occasions, kind of had that kind of feeling this episode, and that's why it was relatable, honestly. And then in Tuesday, you see her lonely and all that kind of jazz, missing Carole, and that's what really made this episode shine, because once they get together, you see the relationship bond more, because it's stronger than ever. You see Carole apologize, and she realizes that it isn't all about winning, but it's about enjoying making the music and all that. And I like that. You get to see a substantial amount of Carole character development and Tuesday character development too, because you see her get a bit more assertive too. Because instead of staying in the room, once you see Spencer, Tuesday's brother, help Tuesday get out of the house, and she takes the opportunity, I like that. You see Tuesday now less of the shy individual and more outgoing with instances like that. So that's why I felt the character development for Tuesday and Carole, was substantial. And then we get character development for Spencer, because for one, in the previous episode, and it isn't as huge as the character development that Carole and Tuesday got, but it's still somewhat significant. But because this time, even though Tuesday's mother explicitly did want Tuesday to stay in the room for a week, Spencer didn't even care about the repercussions that were going to be sent towards him, because he opened the door and he kept occupied this robot that wanted to capture Tuesday so that Tuesday can go and perform. So you see him gain even more guts, and we get characterization when he mentioned that he himself wanted to do music, but then he quit. And he wants Tuesday to pursue her goals of making music and all that. He wants to support her, and I found that scene to be sweet and endearing too, because it shows you the maturity of Tuesday's brother. And additionally, that type of fleshing out is good, because it makes you feel like Spencer is just more than Tuesday's brother. Spencer is an individual that had goals, he couldn't pursue them, but now he wants his sister to pursue them. And you see him go through efforts to make sure that Tuesday could pursue her goal, which is pursuing her happiness and music and being with Carole. So that's why this episode did phenomenal from developing Spencer. And then Angela, my goodness, you see more of her sweet side in this episode because you see her wanting to take Carole and Tuesday at full strength. And then when Carole and Tuesday were about to be disqualified, you see Angela helping convince the judges to let Carole and Tuesday perform and all that. And it shows you how much of a long way she's come, because she went from disrespecting Carole and Tuesday's music to respecting it. So I like that too. And we get more insight on her character because she actually didn't want to make a performance that will impress Tao, because all this time she was making music for the sake of her mom. Now it's to try to impress Tao for at least the Mars Brightest competition. So that was also pretty sweet too, I gotta say. And it makes sense because Angela does have that competitive nature. And since Tao's usually indifferent when listening to music, even if it's good, it would make sense why Angela want to impress Tao, because anyone with that competitive nature would probably want to be like that. The episode didn't explicitly say that, but it gave us enough context clues to gander that's probably why Angela wanted to do that. So that was also another cool element about this episode too. And aside from getting the Angela, Carole and Tuesday, and Spencer character development, you also get to see Gus and Rhodey get some character development, because Gus pretty much gets into like jail for a bit, helping make sure that Tuesday can get out of her house, and that's pretty boss, I gotta say. And same with Rhodey, and then seeing Gus and Rhodey cry that Carole and Tuesday were able to make a great performance was also really, really sweet. I love that. So you get character development from that standpoint too. And that's why this episode, the character development was the cake of the episode. It was just beautiful. It was glorious. And then the frosting this episode was the story progression we made. Because Angela won, but the victory wasn't hollow because Carole and Tuesday were given a fair shot to perform. But I did like how Carole and Tuesday made such a great performance that they're going to be allowed the opportunity to debut with Angela at the same time, which is really sweet. And I like how it shows Angela's sweetness, because you see her actually shake the hand of Carole and Tuesday, and you see her clap, and all that kind of jazz. So I do like that. You actually now see Angela go from not liking Carole and Tuesday's music to actually liking it and appreciating it. And you even see someone like DJ Ertegun like Carole and Tuesday's music because he was brought to tears. And you see Tao really like Angela's performance in this episode too. That was also another beautiful thing. So you see also another layer in Tao, a layer of sweetness. So all in all, that's why I thought this episode did great from a story standpoint. And the songs had meaning because Carole and Tuesday's song were about loneliness, and I felt it was a song about how people can come together, while Angela's song was about breaking the chains of loneliness and all of that. So I felt like their two songs were powerful for those reasons, because their songs are both have relatable themes. So the music was glorious, and I thought that was the frosting of the episode. And additionally, we made plot progression because now we got through the finals of the Mars Brightest. So we made a lot of progress there. And then that's why it did perfection from the story standpoint. And then the cherry on top of this glorious episode was the art, animation, music, and sound. Obviously, the animation was glorious because you had little subtle head movements of Carole and Tuesday when they were making their song. You had beautiful movements for Angela when she was making her song. Even those animations of Carole and Tuesday running were well animated. All in all, there were so many breathtaking sequences in this episode that I'm probably going to have a hard time figuring out my thumbnail for my live reaction videos and my review videos. That's really how good this animation was, where pretty much almost any sequence in this episode could be used as a thumbnail and it would look beautiful. So, gotta tip my hats to the animation studio for that. And that's why, without hesitation, literally, this episode was so good that the episode ended that when I was making my live reaction, I gave this episode an 11 out of 10. And I'm still standing by that. 11 out of 10 episode for all the reasons I mentioned. And I am pumped up for the second portion of the series, y'all. So anyways, everyone, comment down your thoughts on Carole and Tuesday episode 12. Be sure to comment down your thoughts in the comment section. Be sure to rate the video. Share it if y'all want to. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys later if you subscribe for more. Because I'm definitely pumped up for the next episode. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a good and safe day. Bye-bye.